बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा, ऐ मेरे रब मेरे इल्म में इजाफ़ा फरमा, आमीन। अस्सलाम वालेकुम क्लास, आई एम योर फिज़िक्स टीचर इरम। We are studying chapter number 12, geometrical optics. Today our topics are lenses and lens terminology. After studying this topic, you will be able to define lenses, differentiate between lenses and mirrors. You can define the terms related to lenses, and you can draw ray diagrams to show convergence and divergence of light from different lenses. Let's recap some of the important points so that which we will use in this lecture, and if you remember them you can easily understand our today's topic. Some of these are: reflection is the turning back of light after striking the surface of another medium. Reflection is actually reflection, as we have discussed earlier, that it is the bouncing back of light when a ray of light traveling in one medium strikes the surface of another medium. It was observed in mirrors because in mirrors one side was reflecting and the other side was opaque, so the light bounces back after touching the surface of mirror. Refraction is actually the bending of light when it travels in one medium and enters in another medium. Because it was observed in glass. Glass is a transparent medium. None of its any side is opaque, so the light can easily pass through it. That's why when the light enters from one medium to the other medium, it bends either towards or away from the normal. That was refraction. Diverge, we have discussed this word earlier. Divergence means to scatter or to divide, and the convergence means to collect or gather. Now let's start our today's topic, that are lenses. Lenses can be defined as: a lens is any transparent material having two surfaces of which at least one is curved. It means it must be made up of any transparent material so that light can easily pass through it. It should have two surfaces of which at least one is curved. At least one means both of its surfaces can be curved, or if one side is plane then the other must be curved. It means that one side of that transparent material can be plane but the other must be curved, so at least one must be curved in any type of lens. Lens refract the light to form images, as the images were also formed in the mirrors but due to reflection. Now here in case of lenses, the light is refracted to form the images. We will discuss that in detail in our next lectures. Now there are two types of lenses more commonly used. Number one is the convex lens and two is the concave lens. Let's see their structure. Here are further types of convex and concave lens. You can see these pictures here. These are the convex lenses. It is double convex lens because both surfaces are curved. Plano convex lens because its one side is plane and the other is convex. Converging meniscus, it is also called concavo convex lens because its one side is convex and the other side is concave. These are the types of convex lenses. They are also called converging lenses. And these are the types of concave lenses. It is double concave lens. This is the shape of concave lens, and this is double concave lens because both of its sides are concave. Plano concave lens, one side is plane and the other is curved. And diverging meniscus, it is also called convexo concave lens because one of its side is convex and the other side is concave. So from here you can easily see that these two types of lenses are most commonly used. Double convex, it is normally called convex lens, and this lens is normally called concave lens. From this figure you can easily see its structure. We can define the convex lens as a lens whose surfaces are curved outwards. It is thicker at the center and thinner at the edges. And double concave lens, it is normally called concave lens, simple concave lens, and its structure is, it is thinner at the middle and thicker at the edges, or its two surfaces are curved inwards. So these are two types of lenses, convex lens and concave lens. Here you can also see that convex lens is also called converging lens and concave lens is also called diverging lens. Why is it so? We will discuss in our lecture. Now more about lenses. What is more about lenses? Their uses. Convex lenses are used in cameras, magnifying glasses, spectacles and microscopes. You are familiar with the term lenses. In your everyday life we have different uses in our everyday life. The concave lenses are used in projectors, keyholes, the spy holes present in the doors, torch lights, telescopes and binoculars. These are some uses of lenses in our everyday life. Next, let's see what is the difference between lenses and mirrors, because in the previous part of our chapter we have discussed about mirrors, and now we are starting the next half of the chapter, that is about lenses. So let's discuss what is the main difference between lenses and mirrors. Here you can see the meaning of mirror is, mirror implies a glass surface with a silvery backing that produces image through reflection. It means a mirror is actually a mirror implies a glass surface with a silvery backing that produces image through reflection. Its one side is reflecting and the other side is painted, and it produces the images through reflection. As compared to lenses, the lenses is a transparent substance of glass or plastic bound by two surfaces whose at least one surface is curved. It means lens is a transparent material. It is made up of a transparent material from which the light can pass. Its no side is painted. So it is bounded by two surfaces whose at least one surface is curved. In mirrors we have also discussed about plane mirrors. So in mirrors the surface can be flat or spherical, but in lenses one of the surface must be curved. Nature, it can be plane or curved, as we have discussed. I have just told you flat mirrors or spherical mirrors, but in lenses it is usually curved with one or both sides. Mirror obeys the laws of reflection and the lenses obeys law of refraction. Here are the structures. You can also compare the structures, the shape of these two things, lenses and mirrors. This is a concave mirror whose inner side was reflecting, and convex mirror whose outer side was reflecting. Its one side is painted and other side is reflecting, but in lenses both the sides are reflecting, as it is made up of transparent material and its sides are curved. Same is the case with convex lens. It is made up of transparent material, light can easily pass or refract through it, and its surfaces are curved. Now let's start the lens terminology. This is a very important topic. These are the terms related with the lens. Before discussing the ray diagrams, we must know about the lens terminology. So here is the lens terminology. First of all, from this figure you can easily see that the just like in the case of mirrors, as we have discussed, that they are taken out from the spheres. In the spherical mirrors, the concave and convex mirrors were a part of spheres. Just like that, these lenses are also a part of some sphere. Here you can see a convex lens formed by the intersection of these two spheres. Same is here, and you can see a concave lens here which is taken out from a mirror. So keep it in mind that these lenses are also taken out from the spheres, from any sphere. This is a convex lens. Here you can see its parts. This is a convex lens. Center of curvature, as I have just told you, that it is taken out from a sphere like this. So that sphere must have some center. That center is called center of curvature. It will be on the both sides, center of curvature, and the line joining these two centers will be its principal axis, and this is the vertical axis of the lens. This point is called represented by C, and it is called optical center of the lens. It is not mentioned in the figure, so I am writing it here. It is the optical center of the lens. These are the parts of convex lens. Now what about concave lens? This is a concave lens. Here you can see the vertical axis, principal axis, and center of curvature. Again, the optical center is not mentioned here. Here it is represented by C, and it is called optical center, which lies on its vertical axis in the middle of the lens. So these are the main parts of lenses. Let's talk about the principal focus in lenses. As there was in case of mirrors, the principal focus was different for concave mirror and the convex mirror. Same is the case with the lenses. The principal focus for both of these lenses is different. Let's see how it is different. Here is a converging lens, means convex lens. As I have told you earlier, that converging means that it will gather or collect all the light rays incident on it on a single point, and that point is known as its focus point, as we have discussed in the case of mirrors. Here are the light rays that are incident on the convex lens. Here is the vertical axis. After refraction, all of these light rays, you can see they are all collecting, they are gathering on a single point, that is called principal focus. This point is called focal point, lies on the principal axis. That's what is called principal focus. And the distance between optical center of the mirror C and focal point is called focal length, represented by small f. This is the focal length. As you can see that the light rays are incident from one side. For example, there is an object from which these light rays are coming, and they are converging on a point on the other side of the mirror. In this case, it is called real focus, and it is taken as positive in case of converging lenses, as this was the case in concave mirror, and this is the case of converging lens, in which the focus is real. The principal focus or the focal length is taken as positive. So this is the principal focus in case of convex lens. What about the concave lens? It is the case. It is also called diverging lens. Why? Because you can see it is scattering all the light rays incident on it. These are the light rays coming and incident on the lens, concave lens, and it is diverging it, and they are not converging to a single point. But what happens, we have to extend these light rays, scattered light rays, in the backward direction, so that they will appear to be coming from this point, which is called principal focus, lies on the principal axis. That's why it is called principal focus or focal point. And you can also see that it is present on the same side as that of the incident light rays. So it is called virtual focus in this case, because these light rays are not actually meeting at this point, but they appears to do so. It means it is a virtual point. So this is virtual, and the distance between optical center and focal point is called focal length, represented by small f, and this focal length in case of diverging lens will be taken as negative. So that was the principal focus in the lenses. Next is how, as I have told you, that the lenses make images through refraction. So let's see how this refraction, as we have just discussed the divergence and convergence through convex and concave lens. Let's see what happens in actual. This is you can see a concave lens through which the light rays are incident, and it is scattering these light rays in all the directions, and they are not converging on a single point, and they appears to come from the side, on the same side as that of the incident light rays. In case of convex lens, you can see the light rays are converging on a single point on the side opposite to that of the incident rays. That was the refraction through lenses. Now here is some interesting information for you, that how two prisms can behave as a concave or convex lens. Here you can see this is a concave lens. A concave lens is a combination of two prisms with a common vertex. You can see these two prisms. These are two separate prisms. This is first prism and this is second prism, and they are combined through their vertex, through their tips. You can see, if they are combined, you can see that they will make a shape of concave lens. So a combination of two prisms such that they have common vertex, they will behave as a concave lens. And when light rays incident on these prisms, then the rays are diverged by the prisms. You can see the divergence from this combination of prism and this concave lens is same. So we can say that the two prisms with a common vertex can behave as a concave lens. In case of convex lens, a convex lens is the combination of two prisms having the same base. Here you can see the shape of concave lens. It is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges. If two prisms are joined such that they have common base, they can behave as a convex lens. So we can say that, and when light rays are incident on this combination, then these prism converges them. You can see the convergence of light rays from this combination of prism and the lens. They are same in both the cases. Now, as we have discussed both the lenses, concave and convex lenses, let's see what is the difference. Concave and convex, you can see first difference is their shape. Concave lens is thinner at the middle and thicker at the edges, but convex lens is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges. From this figure you can easily see the divergence of light rays from concave mirror and convergence of light rays from the convex mirror. These are the properties of images formed by the concave lens, and these are the properties of images formed by convex lens. From all these points you can easily write differences between concave and convex lens. We will discuss the formation of images from these two lenses in our next topic, in our next lecture. Now the last topic is the power of lens. What is meant by the power of lens? Power of lens is reciprocal of its focal length. As I have told you that what is focal length, the distance between optical center and principal focus of any lens is called its focal length. So the reciprocal means you have to take the reciprocal of that focal length, but the focal length must be in meters. So that will give you the power of lens. The SI unit of power is diopter. 1 diopter is the power of lens whose focal length is 1 meter. Means here we can see that 1 diopter is actually per meter. Why? Because here you can see that you have to take the focal length in meters. It means if the power is taken in diopters, so it can be written as per meter. So 1 diopter will be equal to 1 per meter. In keep it in mind that the focal length must be in meters. If in case of any numerical the focal length is given in centimeters, you have to first convert it into meters and then you have to find out the power of that lens. Also the power of convex lens is positive and power of concave lens is negative. Why? Because in case of convex lens the focus point is real and its focal length is taken as positive, but in case of convex lens it is taken as negative because it is virtual in that case. Here you can also see the relationship between power and focal length. The lenses with longer focal length have less powers, and the lenses that have less focal length will have more power. They have inverse relation. So that was a power of lens. Here is something for your information that diopters are handy to use. They are easy to use because if two thin lenses are placed side by side, the total power is simply the sum of individual powers. Means if you have to combine two lenses, you will have to just add their powers to get the total power. For example, an ophthalmologist places a 2 diopter lens next to 0.35 diopter lens and immediately know that the power of combination will be 2.35 diopters, just the sum of the powers of that two lenses. That was the power of lens. That was all about our today's topics, our today's lecture. Here is your homework. After watching the video and reading the topic from book, answer these questions. What is the difference between lens and mirror? Define principal axis and optical center of a lens. You have to do the practice of 12.20 and 12.21 figure. These show the refraction of light and the principal focus of convex and concave lens. You have to send the answer of question number 1 and 2 through text messages, and don't share the picture of your practice, but you have to do the practice because after resuming the classes I will check them. So all of you have to keep them safe and tidy. In case of any problem you can ask anything anytime. Thank you.